Hello, everyone, and welcome. A couple of days ago, Bloomberg posted an article on their website in which they quoted Apple as warning their suppliers that demand for the iPhone 13 is actually going down and that unfulfilled orders due to the ongoing chip shortage may not be actually coming back. There's quotes in the article that, in fact, Apple has already cut production estimates from 90 million units or so down by 10 million, so roughly 80 million units will actually be manufactured. And I think this makes total sense for two obvious reasons, and we're going to discuss them right after the intro. The first reason is pretty obvious. I'll give you a simple scenario. Let's say your phone is broken, it breaks today, or it has really poor battery life because it's an older device, you really need to upgrade it. You go online to Apple's own website or to a variety of retailers, and because you're an Apple fan, you want to get the latest and greatest iPhone 13 Pro or Pro Max, and then you find out you need to wait for about 2 to 3 weeks for delivery. Let me make this clear. Phones have become so ingrained in our existence, they're such a central part in our daily lives, that very few people are actually inclined to wait 2 or 3 weeks without a phone. I'm not saying this is a good thing or a bad thing, but it's the reality that we live in. If you have a broken phone that you need to replace today, you will be looking to buy what is available today and not wait for 2 or 3 weeks. And thus, the demand for the iPhone 13 Pro Max, remember you're an Apple fan, you want the latest, well, that demand doesn't convert into a sale and is not coming back next year. Because let's think about it honestly. How many people will be willing to do the following scenario? You buy a new phone today for, I don't know, $1,000, give or take. And you say, okay, I'm going to wait 3 weeks for the iPhone 13 Pro to come in stock. And then I'm going to sell my phone at a loss and spend another $1,000 to get the iPhone 13 Pro. That's really not going to happen that often. Before I get to the second part of the video, if you enjoy the content of my channel, consider giving the video a thumbs up and subbing to the channel and turning on the bell notification icon. I'll be switching to a more exact update schedule, so I'm going to update new videos on Tuesdays and Saturdays, so make sure you click that notification icon so you don't miss any of my future videos. The second reason that we're going to talk about is also maybe not so obvious, but it's written there between the lines. In this article, Apple and Bloomberg made no notice of iPhone 12 generation. They're only talking about the iPhone 13. And this is because the iPhone 13 has fraternal competition from the iPhone 12, because the iPhone 13 is not such a huge departure from the 12. The 13 should have been called the 12S for all intents and purposes. Apple tried hyping it up, as they do every single year, but the reality is there's no single breakthrough feature that separates the two models. Yes, the Pros especially bring a slew of improvements. The 120Hz refresh rate display, the display is a little bit brighter, performance is better obviously, but the reality is many of those features will not be felt in real life. And of course, yes, the cameras are better, but that's the case every single year. But it's not like last year's iPhone 12s had poor cameras. We're not going from grainy, blurry photography to 4K resolution in one generation. Yes, maybe in the hands of professional photographers or videographers, there is a difference between the iPhone 13 to the iPhone 12, but honestly, I don't feel there's a dramatic improvement for us everyday users, because I'll be honest with you, I've now used the 13 Pro Max for about a month or so as my daily driver, and in the course of this past year, I've also used the 12 mini as my daily driver and the 12 Pro Max as well. And the quality of the photography is really good on those older devices as well. It's not like the 13 is mind-breakingly better. In fact, to be totally honest, I think for the iPhone 13, the biggest upgrade, the one that's most notable, is battery life. The iPhone 13 range has significantly better battery life over the 12s. Let me give you the following scenario. Let's say you're upgrading from an older device, an iPhone 10 or an iPhone 10s. The battery of a brand new iPhone 12 will look immensely better compared to the battery of a 3-year-old device at this point. So let's say someone is actually looking to get the iPhone 13, but they find that the iPhone 12 is still on sale. The 12 and 12 mini are still being sold brand new by Apple themselves. They're really similar to the iPhone 13, they're close enough in features and capabilities, and at the same time the iPhone 12 is cheaper, so that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, maybe people are choosing to buy a cheaper device. Incredible, right? Let's not kid ourselves though a little bit. The iPhone 13 is still selling immensely well, there's still a lot of demand out there, and Bloomberg quotes this in their article. Financial analysts are still expecting Apple to have a 6% improvement in terms of sales year over year compared to last year. And let's remember, last year they had record sales, so it's not like Apple won't be able to sell as many iPhones. Maybe not as many as they wish. Maybe the holiday season will not be the record breaking quarter they were looking for in terms of sales, but it's still better than last year, which was one of their best years ever. So the key takeaway from this is that unfortunately there is still a chip shortage going on. It's going to go through to the end of the year, and I don't think it will magically disappear at the start of 2022. I actually think it's going to keep going on for the next few months at least. So if you're intending to buy any sort of gadgets or electronics or computers or phones or whatever in this holiday season, be prepared for waiting times, and because of these long waiting times, consider if it's actually totally worth it going for an upgrade right now. With that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.